I'd just like to say that Joe Greene has been exciting and brought exciting times since the first day he came here. Chuck just said to me that this is quite a transition. If you'll remember, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the day we drafted Joe, said Steelers draft Joe who? And Joe didn't like that very well and said so. He said many things and did many things in the 13 years that he was here, and they were all positive. We all could remember a lot of things and remember a lot of things that has happened. I like to remember the contribution that Joe made really in the first Super Bowl and in preparation for the first Super Bowl. As far as games are concerned, I remember in 1972 when the Steelers were going for the first championship and we were playing Houston and Terry Bradshaw got hurt and Joe went in and just completely dominated the game. And you remember that we went on to win our first championship in 1972. But there are many things that we could say, but we want to hear what Joe has to say. And I would just like to thank Joe and thank Agnes too for being such special people and for giving us such great games, fun times, and important moments. Joe?
Thank you, Dan. Am I responsible for this? First of all, I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with my little idiosyncrasies over these years, for being responsible for my lovable smile and beautiful personality. She's the mean one in the family. When I wasn't able to get myself up to go out and play physically, she was always in the background taking care of the little wounds and physically lifting my spirits when I was down so that I could go out and pursue my career. I'd also like to thank the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if I really don't think that's possible. Words just don't quite get there. Mr. Rooney, Dan, and Chuck and his staff, they allowed a country boy from Texas to come up here and be himself, say the things and do the things that came natural to him, whether they were good or bad. That doesn't happen in many situations where that a guy can just pretty much be himself, and the people that employ him just generally let him go on and do those things. And for that, I am eternally grateful for being able to be myself. I don't think that if I wasn't able to be myself, then the things that transpired over these fleeting 13 years possibly wouldn't have happened. Because during those years, I enjoyed myself during this time. I challenge anyone to say that they had as much fun doing what I did. It's just a tremendous feeling. I came here as a boy. I'm going to leave here as a man. I tend to think of this time as being a graduation. Prior to me coming here, I was 3 years in high school, 4 years in college, and that was like my prep work. 13 years of postgraduate work that's tremendous. Just think that when I get out there in the field, I can take your jobs, huh? Yeah. So it is gone by so fast. I guess the things that I'm going to miss most is the day-to-day preparation and strategies in getting ready for that opposition on Sunday, and then seeing the guys, those wonderful athletes, go out there and implement. Then standing on the sideline when my end of the job is done and watching Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, and Mike Webster on the offensive line. That has been the joy of my career. I am a fan of the game, and just to stand out there and watch these guys perform, that's what I enjoy. I enjoy watching Lynn Swann make the catch, Franco go through the line there, and then seeing Chuck smile in his way of appreciation. He never really did go out and cheer us as such, but we could tell the look on his face when he was pleased. And I appreciate that consistency. When things were going bad, you'd always know that Chuck was stable. He was the rock of Gibraltar, and wasn't anything going to change that. And in a game like that, where it's tough, you need to have that steadying force, like a Chuck Noll, to guide you when times are not what they should be. There are quality people in this organization, as there are quality people on that football field, and we all bleed Pittsburgh Steelers, just like I do. I really have loved it. You too. The joy of, the reason I said graduation is because my wife cries at weddings and and birthday showers. So this right here is to help her out a little bit. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed working with the Steelers. I've enjoyed Three Rivers Stadium, looking around and seeing those terrible towels and that maddening song that they play before before every contest. It just kind of sends chills through you. The fans have accepted me, good and bad. I wasn't always the most pleasant person, but it was sincere, and again, they allowed me to be myself, and I don't think that I could ask any more than that. Thank you so much.
This is Bobby.